clients, each for about $800 per month. Some a little bit higher than $800 a month, some a little bit less, generally between like 750 to like 850 per month. But I want to come to you to kind of like talk about how he was able to do it, and then talk about how you can start, doing something similar for yourself. Also, if you're watching this thing, I'm going to ask you to start doing like some engagement so I can send this out to as many people as possible. And since I'm not charging for this thing, if you can help me out by going and like doing some of these comments that I'm going to ask you in a second, it's really going to help it out. It's going to motivate me to keep doing this and keep giving more videos like this. So if you're watching this thing live, type in hashtag team live so I can make it more interactive. We can make it more fun. Type hashtag team replay if you're watching afterwards. I'm actually going to give you a special training if you're watching on the replay, as a way of saying, hey, thank you for watching, and I really appreciate you guys as well. Also, if you want to see if I can help you grow your business without having to make the mistakes that cause like most people to fail in their business, go ahead and click the link inside the description to book a call with myself or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside of our programs. So, number one, who am I? My name is Bryce Tubbs. Now, I got started back in 2015. Now, when I was first getting started, things were a lot different. Number one, I did not know how to utilize the internet. I did not really know how to price out my services, and I was very, very, very bad at doing consultation calls. So what that led to was for the first like 6 months, I didn't really make much traction. And it wasn't that, I like there was no one who could help me out. I just was trying to do everything myself. And I was just like, I don't want to pay anybody to like teach me how to do things because it just doesn't make sense. Like if I can do it myself, I might as well try and do it on my own. And what that led to was 6 to 8 months of me like just struggling and spinning my wheels. So I ended up going back into corporate America to kind of like build up more savings and kind of basically catch my breath because I was just extremely frustrated and just very irritated that I wasn't really able to make much traction. From then on, I started just investing every dollar that didn't go towards like entertainment, um, bills, etc., went towards courses, masterminds, anything I can get my hands on in order to start, making money with my accounting and bookkeeping business. So it took me about 15 months to get to like $16,000 per month in sales for like what is that, CFO and bookkeeping services. And then other people started asking like, what was I doing to start, growing online, right? Because they had people could see I was doing really bad, and all of a sudden I started making it work, and they're like, well, what is he doing differently? Like what was that secret that actually like unlocked it for him? And it wasn't just like one secret. It was just I kept buying different things. I kept learning different secrets. And I kept learning different like methodologies. And it's almost like when I think of success, it's not one silver bullet. It's like thousands of golden BBs, right? That you're just shooting, that you're shooting, just shooting. It's not one thing that's going to kill the werewolf. It's a million BBs, and the person just submits, and then now you're reaching your goal. So number one, how is the person able to do it? This business is all about cycles. Okay, it's a very cyclical type of business that we're in: bookkeeping, tax planning, tax prep, CFO, payroll, etc. It's a very cyclical type of business as far as getting new clients. So even though once you get a client, they're going to keep paying you month after month after month, in order to start getting new clients, you need to be really on top of the peaks and avoiding the troughs of attention and interest throughout the year. Right. So during the year, so let's imagine like January, February, March, April. It's gonna be like a really high peak, right? Then it goes boom, June, July, August, September, October, November, and then December, right? So you have to know like when these different peaks are. Now, within these peaks, there are ways you can start maximizing your clients. Even when like it's maybe a slower time, you still get clients. But when things are working very well, you need to make sure that you have really prepared yourself to maximize your ability and your opportunity to make money. So two different methodologies when it comes to marketing. This student specifically used our partnership method. That's called our six-figure partnership method. We have like a book out about it, really breaks down how you can start getting your first or next partnership. Now, that was four clients came from one partner, but this partner he actually went and met with about 2 months ago. Right, so he's been building that relationship for 2 months, and like we teach you how to go and like build a relationship. Basically, it comes down to is number one, understanding who is the right partner for you. Number two, it comes down to how to actually approach that partner in a way that adds reciprocity, makes them want to listen to you, and then makes them trust you enough to actually get on the call with you. Number three is you actually do the call. We give you scripts of like how to do the call so that when you're talking to the individual, they actually find you credible. You might not have a million years of experience. Like some people watch are gonna have like a lot of experience. Some people are not gonna have much experience at all. Like that's okay. That's normal, right? But it's not necessarily just about experience. It's also about relationship. It's about showing how hard you're working. It's about showing you that, hey, even if you don't know everything, you have like a way to start learning faster, or you have a community of people around you that can help you go and get the information a lot faster. And people are willing to go and help you, right? One misconception when it comes to like business owners is that everyone's kind of out there for themselves. It's really more that people who are inside the game root for other people inside the game, right? It's like it's almost like in the gym. right? So let's imagine it's your first day going to the gym. Maybe you're not very strong, right? Or you've never done the bench press and your arms all wobbly. The people that are like ripped in the gym, like who are ripped and they've been where you are, they're not gonna make fun of you, right? They're gonna come over, they're gonna give you some tips, they're gonna ask if, hey, can they spot the bar? Spot just means like help you get it up so you can actually be able to, do the proper range of motion and do the exercise correctly. They're gonna support you, right? People who are already in the game want other people inside of the game, right? There's this kind of myth that it's all about competition. Within industries, like if you're both like Burger King, McDonald's, yes, they want to compete with each other. But when it comes to referral partners and just the overall business attitude and business like environment and ecosystem, we want other people to succeed, right? Because the more businesses there are more people to do business with. And there's more people that can give them like reciprocity and recommendations and referrals, right? So people do want each other to succeed. So by just showing that you are a human, showing that you are really trying, it gets people to actually want to help you out. From there, next thing is making sure that you give the partner information of how they can start sending leads to you, what type of leads that you should be getting, and also what are kind of your rates and how you come up with your rates. Now, for us, we actually have our partners see our pricing calculator, so they can actually go and do a lot of the pricing calculation before the person gets there. So therefore, when the person comes, you already know. For example, one of our students had a lead that came in from a partner yesterday, and the partner basically said, okay, so they're paying about $3,500 a month to their current bookkeeper, but their current bookkeeper, they're like, there's something that was going on with that bookkeeper, so they're looking for someone else. So that means they're automatically willing to pay 3,500 and above in a lot of cases, right? So it could be 4,000, could be 4,500. I personally have not ran through my pricing calculator. I didn't ask the student to give me the person's books, but minimum is gonna be $3,500 per month. And it's just like you have the insider information, you know the whole situation. You have a good word from the partner, it just makes things very easy. So when the person comes, you already have that credibility of the partner supported you. You know how much you should be charging, you know what they're willing to spend, and you know they're really to get started right now. So it just makes things a lot easier to be able to go and do that, right? That's how this student's name is Dave. He got 4 clients just from one partnership, right? Using that 5-step process we just talked about, moving forward. Next thing, how we got the client was also through LinkedIn. So I'm a very, very big proponent of LinkedIn. Okay. So you might hear me say a bunch of stuff about partnerships, and partnerships is one of our methodologies. I also LinkedIn, right? I teach about 5 different methodologies inside of our mentorship program because not everything is a one size fit all solution. Some people get really great success with like partnerships. Some people get really great success with LinkedIn. Some people get really good success with both. But if I only taught one and not the other, it wouldn't give you as much opportunity to start capitalizing when things go right. So in this particular case, on LinkedIn, there are different ways you can do marketing and you can identify who is potentially going to be a good client for you. I like doing everything basically by casting a net. That means that I like having an understanding of like what's the direction that I want to go in, and I go and put my energy towards that direction. So, for example, let's say you're looking for companies that are doing about, we'll say like $2 million per year. You want to speak to like the owner. The geography is going to be inside of your state or inside of the United States, right? So you're making these like lists of people who you can start building relationships with. From there, you need to know exactly what to say to them, to get them interested, to get them actually wanting to talk back to you, to get them wanting to share like the pains or problems or concerns with you. And once you're able to have that, then you can then evaluate: do you actually want to invite this person to a consultation call? Do you think they're going to be a good client, or will they be like too much work and just not like really their attitude, the way they're talking to you? From there, when they actually go and apply to do a call with you, so depending on like what stage of the game you're at, some people like it's better just like manually invite them to book a call. It's like, hey, you have these problems, I have a solution. If you want to learn more, I can meet you on this time or this time on this day, right? That works very well if you're a beginner. As you get more and more advanced and you have less time to kind of like waste or time like spend talking to unqualified leads, you would then just make them go and fill out a form on like your calendar link, or if you have like there's a million different softwares you can use, and it actually has qualifying questions to see, is this person actually worthy of your time, or if they're going to be a potentially good client. If they're not a potentially good client, you can just like cancel the call and say, based on this criteria, I don't think this can be the best use of our time. But if they are, you automatically save yourself a lot of time. Now they've been inside a position where they're actually like looking to learn from you, and they're looking to like really they're looking up to you because they just filled out a form, an application to be on the call. From there, you're able to close the call a lot easier because they actually want to be there, and just makes things super simple, and things are just a lot quicker, right? So on LinkedIn, I like really doing that because then also when you have a wide enough of a net, you're going to start running into people that are automatically in heat. Like we have so many people that will sign up with us just from like we send them a connection request. Like, hey, Hey, I've been looking for an account. I've been looking for a bookkeeper. Is this something you can help me with? And then you just say yes, and then you just schedule a call with them. It works very, very well, and it works very efficiently. It's just you have to know what your KPIs are. Like, how many people on average do you have to go and like build relationships with in order to go and get one person to say that they want your help and then buy from you? Then once you have those KPIs, and the KPI just stands for key performance indicator. That just means like what are the things you have to do in order to actually go and get success, and you can start like reverse engineering your goals and your output based on that. When you have those KPIs in place, you just keep doing multiples of those KPIs. So let's say it takes you about 10 people, 10 relationships built in order to get one consultation call, right? So let's say that means if you want to go and get 3 consultation calls, you need 30. So you do 10 times 30. Okay. And by that, if you know how many consultation calls you need to go get like a sale, let's say it's 3. That means you need 30 people you built a relationship with in order to get one consultation call. It makes things a lot easier than when you have these social media profiles, you can start growing your audience a lot faster and being able to keep scaling. And even though they might not get started with you today, if you're going and building your audience and you're running and coinciding with these different times of year where people are actually looking for it, that's where you grow your business. And if you have both of those in place, which the partners are consistently sending you leads, and you are using like LinkedIn or social media to kind of hit these ebbs and flows, you're going to have a consistently growing business that does not need you to constantly be like concerned, like, where's my next client going to come from? Or why are people not really responding to me? The place I see a lot of people struggle with is if they don't have a really good like marketing system in place, or if they don't know how much effort it actually takes to go and get a certain result, then it leads to a lot of like confusion. Now, confusion is oftentimes the enemy of success because it causes you to doubt yourself. And when most people doubt themselves, they've just been kind of trained by life that if maybe it's something is not certain, or I don't know exactly where my foot should go in front of the other, then it causes you to either stop. For a lot of people will just stop. Most people actually go the other direction, right, and move away from it, right? So if you're trying to build a business, and you don't have that certainty, and you like kind of hit that spot. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if business is for me, and then we end up like just staying like in your job for a lot longer than what you have to. So it's really about getting that certainty, right? And the main way I find certainty is number one, I just invest in like a lot of different programs. Number two, you can start getting around communities of people that are, like looking for this stuff. Person and mentorship program, you have like both of those things. But another thing to do is like go through like videos like these, like just watch videos like these, consume content, learn stuff, then try and implement some of the stuff. You might implement it wrong, but it's better to implement the right piece of information, maybe in a wrong way, but do it as hard as you can over and over again until you find success. Because at least if you go in this direction long enough, you're going to be able to succeed, right? And that's what you need: certainty, direction, and then commitment to be able to go into those points, right? Because you have certainty that you know that no matter how long it takes, these activities that you're doing are the right activities. And then next you have the direction. So okay, I don't know exactly how far in front of me the goal actually is or what it's going to take to get there. I just know that if I move in this right direction, I'm going to actually be able to reach my goal if I keep walking, keep moving forward enough, right? Because direction means you have certainty in what you're doing. Direction means you know that's going in the right direction. This is the place you want to go. And then the final one is going to be, what was the final one that I said? Certainty, direction, and then it's about commitment, just sticking to the one thing as long as it takes. In this case, it's going to be your business, right? It might take you, 1 month. It might take you 2 months. It might take you 10 months, 12 months to start making some significant revenue. If you're doing this on your own, it'll probably take you, 6 to 12 months. That's okay, right? Most business owners they talk about like their first 2 years in business, the most they made was like $29,000 in years because most people try and do it on their own, right? But if you want to go and get like a faster path and you want to be able to go and reach your goals faster, like when you see our students who, they get to 10K per month, 12K, 15K per month in the span of like 6 months, 7 months, it's because they've taken a different action you are. They've joined a program. They've gotten aligned with someone who's a little bit further ahead than where they are. They're moving. They're doing the right things on a very consistent basis. When you do the right things on a consistent basis, you reach the goal and you get much, much faster and much more consistent result. So if you want to be able to have a really proven process in your corner, to be able to, number one, give you that commitment that that, hey, if you do this long enough, you're going to find success. You have that certainty that you're doing the right things and you have the direction that we're going to go there together. And I recommend that, you join a mentorship program like ours. You go and see if this is the right fit for you by clicking the link inside the description, either above or below the video. Book a call with myself or a member of my team to see if we can help you inside of our paid mentorship program. It's not for everybody, so like don't feel bad if like we get on the call and maybe it's just like hey, this might not be the best fit for you. If I in that case, turn you down from mentorship program, I'm gonna at least give you like 2 or 3 different like directions you can go or alternatives that you can use to start reaching your goals faster, even if it's not inside of our mentorship program. Because our mentorship program, again, it's not for everybody. But if there's a will, there's a way for you to be able to go and figure it out. And we can help you along those ways as well. So if that's you, I will see you on the call. If you're not quite ready, that's A-OK too. I will see you inside of the next video. Take it easy.